All right, we're here in the city of Grosse Pointe. There's 5 different Grosse Pointes. If you've never been to Grosse Pointe, it's one of the most beautiful cities in all of Southeast Michigan. It's 5 minutes off of 94, 10 miles from downtown Detroit. It sits right on Lake St. Clair. It's a big boating community. It's very picturesque if you've never been here. It's got tons of shopping, tons of restaurants. You name it, Grosse Pointe has it. So I highly encourage you to come down. We're going to be meeting with one of the local businesses. We met with the mayor, the DDA. So come on down, check out the Grosse Pointes. I think you'll love it. Hey, it's Joe Delia with Keller Williams, and we're here with Sheila, the mayor of the City of Grosse Pointe.
That's correct.
And we're here with Cindy, the DDA of the City of Grosse Pointe. So Sheila, talk to us about the Grosse Pointes and explain, because there's a little bit of complexity if you're not from the area.
There are 5 Grosse Pointes that make up the Grosse Pointe community. 5 separate municipalities, 5 mayors, 5 councils, 5 fire departments, police and fire are the same here. And we all share a common school district. Each of the points has its own lakefront park that's for residents only. So there's a lot of separate, but a lot of togetherness.
I love that. That's amazing. It's always interesting when you're coming from the outside in to understand the dynamics. So thanks for explaining that. So we were talking a little bit earlier off camera that there's some developments going on in the city of Grosse Pointe. So talk about some of that.
That's correct. One of our goals is to find a way to allow seniors to stay in the city of Grosse Pointe, our little 1.1 square mile of 5,000 residents. And we have 2 new developments coming in, one repurposing of an old school building from the 19-teens,
okay,
and the other one an empty lot that has been sitting there empty for a little while that's right on the edge of the village. And those will be multifamily housing, smaller in scale. And what we'd like to see happen is have seniors, like me, leave the big houses and make room for younger families.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. So with trying to get them downtown and to stay with the DDA, what are some of the things that you guys put on in terms of events that people should know about, and what's your personal favorite?
Gosh, it's hard to pick a favorite. I think the events we do, we try to make sure that we're appealing to people of all ages from in and around the points, because we want everybody else to discover what's so fun about Grosse Pointe. So we do things in the summer. Music on the Plaza is a favorite. We're excited to bring that back. We have bands that come out and play. We have a big sidewalk sale where it's really a street side sale. We shut down the whole street and our businesses come out. We have a lot of other fun activities. But I think my favorite has to be holidays here in the village. It's just a really special time. We have a big community tree lighting where everybody comes together. We have a big tree right across the street here. And somebody said to me once that it's just like a Hallmark movie, because the sense of community and roasting marshmallows and the choir singing and the tree lighting and the oohs and ahs, and it really brings a community together.
I love that. That's amazing. What would you say your favorite is?
I agree. The tree lighting is spectacular. The other thing I like here more than any event is that we're a small community. We're like a little town with big city amenities. So people know each other, neighbors know each other. It's very walkable. We have sidewalks. All the houses are different, and you can walk to just about anywhere in the city. And that sense of strong community is really, really important to me. And I think it's why people tend to stay here once they get here.
Well, you mentioned something about the schools, and all the schools are walkable. So
they are. We have no buses. Particularly for the elementary schools, they're all neighborhood schools, and people walk to the schools. We have one here that's Mayor School, that's a blue ribbon school, nationally recognized, on the border of the village. And the parents will drop the kids off at school, walk into the village, go to Starbucks, get a coffee, and it's just a real sense of a tight-knit community.
I think a lot of people don't appreciate necessarily, at least I didn't until you mentioned it to me, how big is the actual city of Grosse Pointe?
The city of Grosse Pointe is 1.1 square mile with 5,000 residents.
So literally, correct me if I'm wrong, literally everything's walkable for the city into downtown here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you walk a little bit further and you're in the hill. That's in the farms. You can go down Kercheval. The main drag that runs through the village goes into the hill for another business district and down into the Grosse Pointe Park for another business district that aren't in our city, but we all collaborate and cooperate together.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'd imagine that collaboration probably has to take place at a pretty high level so everybody's on the same page.
It does.
And being right on top of each other. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Cindy, you mentioned earlier that that it's retail only on the first floor. Is that right?
Yes, we really wanted to make sure that we highlighted retail and that we keep the downtown walkable, and we feel that retail brings more walkability. So the city's been really good, and the ordinances is zoned just for that. And we've been really successful, and we've been able to attract a really good variety of retail that suits everybody. There's something for everybody here, I think.
You mentioned you recently did community outreach to find what people loved and what they're looking for. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, as a new Main Street community, part of what we had to do was really engage the community, find out what they thought was working, what we could do better, and how to make the village a destination for everybody. So a lot of the things we're doing right, but top of the list that people wanted to see here was a bookstore, a microbrewery, and some more retail options. We've got clothing for just about everybody in the family except maybe that tween market.
Okay.
So being able to bring a little bit of that in to complement the businesses that we already have here and make sure, again, we're creating that environment where we have businesses and amenities that fit everybody of all ages.
Got it. What haven't we mentioned that you think is worth mentioning about the city of Grosse Pointe?
Oh, I can't, I think we've covered the highlights, which
Okay.
it feels good for me. The thing that in being in a small community, the thing that's really great is that you do get personal attention. You know, our public services are great. Garbage guys pick up, they know who you are, you know who they are. It's just very, very friendly, very, customer centric too.
I love that. Well, thanks for meeting with us. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, come down to the Grosse Pointe. Come check out the main drag of the city, and these guys are doing a great job. Hey, it's Joe Delia here. We're with Amanda from Morning Glory, and we are on the hill in the farms at Morning Glory, as I just said. And so Amanda, talk to us about, at Morning Glory, what is some of the favorite products that people come in for?
So everyone comes in for our daily bake items, our scones, muffins, and our coffees, and then our fruit tarts, as well as our cakes. Our daily baked cakes are hugely popular every day.
Your daily baked cakes. So
Yes.
if I assume if they're daily baked, you're not freezing them, they're
We had fresh cakes every day.
and so you are the executive pastry chef, did I say that
You
right?
did.
Okay,
You did.
awesome. And you've been here for how long?
I've been here for 10 years.
Wow, that's
10
amazing.
years.
So if you were to come in and let's just say you were a client, what would be your go-to that you would
Chocolate
be?
chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies?
Every day.
What makes the chocolate chip cookies special?
They're huge. They're very big.
Okay.
Yep, and they're made with really nice Swiss chocolate. You can't really find anything like it in the greater area.
Got it, love it. So people are coming in, they're coming in for pastries. What else do you have?
We have coffees, we have all types of specialty coffee drinks. We make our own house syrups. So if you want a flavored coffee, we're making that as well.
Got it, flavor coffee. You make your own syrups, you said.
Yes, we do.
So what goes into it as an executive pastry chef? Like, what goes into making a syrup?
Sugar, water, and you just boil it. And then whatever
Simpler than
flavoring.
I thought.
It is. And then whatever flavoring you want.
Interesting. That's
Yep.
awesome. So talk to me about you're in the farms, you're on the hill. Talk to me about the community itself. Like, how do they support you? How do they, how'd you guys make it through COVID? Talk to me
The
about
community
that.
shows up every day, and they're great. They come in every day, and they come, they hang out, they bring their friends, they bring their family. When we were shut down through the pandemic, we went curbside, but that didn't stop them. They funneled in here, and we just gave them their coffee, and they came back every day.
Wow.
Like, didn't miss a beat.
Wow, that's incredible.
It was great.
So if you were a brand new person, you don't know anything about any of the Grosse Pointes, and you're coming on the hill, what would be some of the things that you would go out and do?
Restaurants, all the restaurants, and you have some shopping across the street here, and you have really nice shops. It's all local, it's small business, and it's high-end stuff. It's
Got
good
it.
quality.
Well, if you guys haven't been to On the Hill, it's absolutely gorgeous. All the Grosse Pointes are beautiful. I forget how much, as I'm driving in, I forget how much character is in the city. Every time I drive in here, I'm like, oh, I forget how beautiful it is, right? It's absolutely
so nice.
gorgeous.
It is so nice.
It's a
Driving
gorgeous
down
morning.
Kirchville, where you have, it's almost like a tunnel of trees, and it's
Yes.
just very pleasant.
Yeah, absolutely. I was driving in from the city to here, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. I was actually texting my family that has, and I'm like, I forget how beautiful Grosse Pointe is all the time I'm here. I'm like, even though you're here, I'm here enough. Every time I come, I'm like, wow, it's beautiful.
It certainly has its own charm to it.
Yeah, and I got the nitro coffee that she says is full of caffeine, so that's
It's
awesome.
really good.
Awesome.
really
Well,
good.
I appreciate it. Thanks
you
for
so
joining
much.
us today.
Thank you for coming.
All right, so you heard from Sheila, the mayor. You heard from Cindy from the DDA. You heard from Amanda at Morning Glory. You've heard from me a bunch of times how beautiful Grosse Pointe is. So I highly encourage you to come down here. It was a 3-minute drive from the city to the farms to be on the hill. I highly encourage you to come check out all the Grosse Pointes. They're absolutely gorgeous. Lakeshore Drive is unbelievable. The Grosse Pointe Yacht Club, again, unbelievable. There's so many beautiful things about Grosse Pointe. Come check it out. I think you'll love it.